Hi, I'm your news anchor, Scotty Mose from Channel 7 News. Today, there's not much going on around here besides Corona, so we're going to have a throwback case, 1963 case of Guyton versus Wainwright. So in this case, we're just going to go straight to the point here. Start off, 1961, Guyton was arrested for going to a pool hall and stealing money out of a vending machine. And after he was arrested, went to court. He asked the judge if he'd get an attorney because he was too poor to hire a defense for himself. The judge told him that he could not, because they only do that for people facing death penalty or serious cases. And so he filed a habeas corpus saying that he believed that he had the right to get one. This case went all the way to the Supreme Court. Unanimous decision led by Justice Hugo Black. And basically what happened there was he said that everyone, no matter if they're not able to afford a defense for themselves, has the right to one. And this actually added on to the Sixth Amendment, saying that anyone who cannot afford a defense deserves one. And so this was a big case that changed the Sixth Amendment and gave protection to people who cannot afford it. Alright, after we cover that, now I'm going to go head over and show you how this case could relate to common day. Alright, so how to show relation to this case. I'm going to start with, we have Fredbird, got Mizzou, and we got the Blues. Okay, they're all one family, right? But Mizzou is younger. They're a college team, not a professional team. So Blues and Fredbird, they don't want to let him get his supper because they're all family. They don't want to let him eat because he's younger. Well, that's not fair because they're all a family and they all deserve equal rights, right? That's how Guyton deserves right to defense in the court. Not just because he's poor doesn't mean he has less rights than other people. So that's why this shows you how everyone should get right to the court. And Buddy over here should get supper. And it doesn't matter if he's younger or not. Alright, news anchor Scotty Mose back here. I had an online interview with one of my colleagues, Drew Willie. I asked him how he felt about the case, what he thinks should have happened, and after I interviewed him, couldn't get the interview on here, but just decided I'd do a nice little say what he said. So he basically said that he doesn't think anyone should be stripped of their rights, and people come to America hoping for more freedom, and so he says that getting rid of the ability to get an attorney, even if you're poor, no matter what, he thinks that's stripping people's constitutional rights, which I thought was pretty interesting, since this case actually brought in the part of the Sixth Amendment saying that everyone has the right to an attorney no matter what. So I think that's pretty interesting. He seemed like he was all over it he believes that yes, this is needed and this is most necessary for America and the United States. And our second interview was with one of my friends, Bridget, and what she had to say was actually really interesting, I thought. Basically what she said is that she was on board with, yes, she believes that in the Sixth Amendment that everyone has the right to attorney, no matter if you're poor or what not, but she said something that actually I thought was pretty eye-opening, is that the court, without him having an attorney, kind of set him up for failure in a sense, because he went in there with kind of a lack of knowledge and didn't know how to defend himself properly. And with that system, if we didn't have that everyone had the right to the court, it would just be a complete disaster. And like, if you couldn't afford that, and like lawyers and stuff, they're pretty expensive, so everyone would just be set up for failure if we didn't have that added to the Sixth Amendment. Which also concludes our program for tonight. Just want to end off that I believe that this case was very monumental in America, in the United States Constitution, because I think this set us up, one of our backbones for law and for the government, because if we didn't have this, it would kind of be unfair to people, and it would seem really unconstitutional that people can just go to jail because they didn't have an attorney or lawyer to back them up. So, thank you and good night.